Hey guys, welcome to another video. Thanks for tuning into this one. And in this video, I'll be sharing an update to a video I made over 4 years ago. And this video was really on how you can make money as an immigrant. And that's exactly what this video is about as well. If you've clicked on this one, I'm sure you want to understand how you can make money as an immigrant quickly, in the United States, of course. I myself have been here over it's been maybe 14 years now, and I've learned a lot, I've made my mistakes, and I try to share that information here and there on this channel. And on this channel, I focus on, how you invest, save money, and hopefully make money as an immigrant as well. So let's talk about that. The first thing I want to share with you is, if you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like this video. And of course, if you find value in it, please don't forget to drop a like on the video. The next thing to that is, if you have unique ways people are making money, please feel free to share it below. Let other people benefit from it. It goes a long way. You don't know who is going to find this video helpful or who is going to find your information helpful. So please feel free to share your own thoughts below. Now, in the previous video that I shared over 4 years ago, I remember one of the first things that I mentioned in that video was that before you move over to the United States, make sure that you have a skill. And that's because even after I moved over here, I realized that I didn't have the skills that I thought I would really need. I mean, yes, I had the knowledge, I had certificates, but remember, all those things don't really matter when you come over to the States. You generally have to go to school again over here and get your qualifications again, or maybe do some conversions, and those things will take time and money. So there is no quick way about school. You gotta go to school for 2 years or go to school for 4 years and get certifications along the way in order to start making money. And that's where school can be a little bit of a long process, but I'm not going to discount that. It's still part of the ways you can make money as an immigrant. But talking about skill, one of the important things about having a skill is that when you come over to the States, it's easier for you to break into the cycle of making money. So give you a good example, having a skill as a barber, having a skill to know, knowing how to weave hair, having a skill on maybe knowing how to cook really well. Those are things that you can really tap into and maybe start making money from those skills because you already know how to do those things. Now, there are some legal aspects to this that you need to consider, especially if you want to do this on a larger scale. Maybe you want to get a job at an established company or place. You may need to get the certification and the licenses, which generally will take you, maybe a year or so to get, depending on the type of license you need. But on a personal basis, you can provide services to people, at least maybe your own people, right? If you know Nigerians, I'm from Nigeria originally, right? If you know Nigerians, you can provide services to them and work for them, and they will give you some money, right? And that's one way you can make some quick money. You might not make a lot of money from this, but at least it's some way to get started. Another skill to mention is being an handyman. Now, these are skilled labor areas in which you sometimes do need some expertise. But that's why, if you already have the skill and you know how to go about doing these things, you can provide your services for people. Just for example, you can see on this Task Rabbits page where you can see people paying $50 an hour to get them to work for them. And that's the truth. You'd have to pay these people $50 an hour and above, and then tip them on top of it as well. And as long as they do a good job, these people are continually making money doing these things. And that's probably what they do on a full-time basis. And that's something you can also get into as well. The second area you can make money is through creating businesses. Now, if you have a unique niche that you can serve, maybe through your business, this is something that you should definitely get started with, especially if you have the knowledge already and you don't have to start. It's kind of similar to the first one that I mentioned. But with a business, we're talking about things like landscaping, right? Where you have to buy some tools and equipment. It's an investment, right? So it becomes a business at this point. You buy those tools, you buy those equipment, and then you can provide the service to people. So a good example, like I mentioned, is landscaping. A lot of people keep their lawn in pristine conditions, and that's because that is what they like. And all you need to do is to show up to them, show them your equipment, show them your card, and tell them you're willing to provide the services for them on a maybe bi-weekly basis, on a monthly basis, whatever service they want, and then give them a good price. Of course, you always have to get them into the door. It doesn't mean that you have to be the cheapest, but you have to make sure that you are able to compare yourself in relation to the other people in the area and what they are charging. And when you're able to provide a good service at a reasonable amount of price, guess what? They will come back. And guess what? They will tell other people about you. They'll tell their neighbors, oh, this is the person doing my lawn. And if you do a good job, they will spread the word for you. And that is where you are able to charge even more, because now the time is limited, right? And that means if 6 people are calling you, you probably want to go to the highest bidder. Just how business work, right? So you're able to charge more for a good service you provide, and you make money that way. The next area to mention is the area of maybe real estate. A lot of people do understand how to build houses. Now, building houses in the United States is totally different from what you have learned from wherever you're coming from, say maybe Nigeria. But having that understanding can be a good leverage to get started. And that is where, knowing the right people in the industry, in the real estate industry in the US comes in handy. The other thing to mention in regards to real estate is you may not know how to build a house, and you are not able to build a house here because, of course, there's so many certification approvals that you need to be able to do that. But here are simple things that you may be able to do. Maybe installing tiles, maybe painting, maybe doing a concrete job. Those are things that you can always help out and make some money along the way. Now, there's always the question of certification and approvals, and those are things that you may need to work on your own. Again, it is a business, and you would need the certification and approvals to do those things. But it's a quick way to get into making money quickly because you already have the expertise. Another area that you may consider as an immigrant is to create a moving company. Now, one of the things that I've seen in the United States is that people move around a lot, especially even within a state, because the states are so big and huge. There's a lot of movement. People are moving from city to city, state to state. And if you can create a niche for yourself in that moving industry, you may be able to do well. And here's how people would do it. I've seen people do this in the past, where all they do is they go to all these rental places, like maybe they rent a truck, and then for the day they do this service and they return the truck. So there's no overhead cost of maintaining the truck other than just to rent the truck for the day. And as long as you're charging more than you're renting the truck, and of course include gas and your time, and of course any form of insurance you may need, all that can be covered and still make profit. The benefit of this is that this is something you can do on the side. You don't need to have that investment made up front. You just find the business and go rent the truck and the equipment you may need to do the job. Once you're done with the job, you get your money, you pay for the truck, and you're profitable. Now, these are things that I have seen people do in the past. I haven't done this myself, but I know that people do this on a regular basis. Now, it's now up to you to learn the unique ways and structures that you may need to put in place to make sure you're profitable. And that's where knowledge comes in. You're watching this video on YouTube. There's so many videos on YouTube as well that talks about this type of businesses, and I'm sure you will learn from them. Now, the third area that I know that a lot of people are making money as an immigrant is selling things on eBay, Craigslist, and then you have Facebook Marketplace. Those three areas are generally where a lot of people are making money. And one of the ones that a lot of people generally overlook is Craigslist. The reason is because Craigslist generally has a lot of scams and spams and all this stuff. But the truth is that if you find the right product or the right link, you may be able to make a lot of money on Craigslist. A lot of people overlook Craigslist a lot. Most people are now on Facebook Marketplace. But you have to understand that if you do your search, it might take some time. If you do your search really well, you may be able to buy something and flip it for a higher price. One of the things to watch out for, though, in this type of business is that electronics is something that you will see a lot, but majority of the time, those things are outdated. And that's where electronics can be really tricky. I know some people go for iPhones and Samsung phones, and they try to flip those things, and it may work for them. But just be very careful because electronics change often. Now, one of the areas that I know that a lot of people make money is things like furniture and cars. All right, cars and furniture are the areas that people make a lot of money more in comparison to electronics. So that's something that you need to watch out for. Now, hopefully you're finding value in these videos, right? If you have, please don't forget to drop a like on the video. Of course, don't forget to let me know in the comment section, what are the unique ways you are making money, right? And I'm not talking about you going to school, 3-4 years. I'm talking about the quick way you can make money right now. The next stage to this, or number 5, right, or number 4, okay, would be investments. Now, I talk about this on my channel a lot, and I often feel like people don't hear me, right? And I know some people are watching some of these videos and they get value from them, but honestly speaking, if you do the right investment, invest the right things, you make a lot of money, whether it's cryptocurrencies, whether it's stocks, whether it's real estate, you can make money from these things, but generally this will require that you put some money down up front. And that is the way the saying comes in, that you can't make money without you need money to make money. And that saying is true when it comes to these investments I've just mentioned: stocks, real estate, cryptocurrencies. You need some money to put into it and hope that it goes in the right direction for you and that you make money out of it. But it's something that in the past week or so I made over $600 just in 1 week. Now, is it consistent? Is it something that happens every time? No, it doesn't happen every time. But the point here is, once you are into those type of investments, you leave room for growth. That's because you already put your money into it, you're holding valuable things, and as long as other people are buying those investments, the value goes up. And of course, the companies are doing well as well. And that's why I always tell you that before you invest in anything, make sure you do your due diligence. Just like this video as well, do your due diligence. Make sure you learn about what you're about to put yourself into, or the investment you're about to start, or the business you're about to start, before you get into it. I still have more to share on this topic, whether it's through creating courses, whether it's through creating a YouTube page where you can make money from it. Now, these things generally require a level of expertise that not everybody would have coming into the United States. And that's why I feel like it's not applicable. But if you have found value in this one, please let me know in the comment section. I'd love to see you in the next video.